Hello everyone, welcome to the American Jedi channel. Today we're going to be talking about the OLED switch, the differences between the OLED switch and the regular switch. We're also going to be talking about which switch to buy, depending on your budget and needs, and also whether or not it's smart to buy a switch in 2022 with rumors of the Switch 2 or Switch Pro coming out. So let's get into it. Let's start with a review of the OLED. So this is the OLED switch, and I don't know if you can tell, but the screen is absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you why that makes a difference. For $50 more, if you're buying it brand new, you're looking at having the OLED screen. Now, it's not more powerful or anything. It operates the same way. The screen is bigger. I think on the original Switch, you're looking at 6.2 inches. This one is 7 inches, and they achieved that by making the bezel smaller around the thing. The OLED Switch does fit in the normal Switch cases. So as you can see here, I'm going to do this. Oh, I also want to talk about memory cards. So which ones to buy. So it fits in there. I feel like it's a little bit bigger. I don't have another Switch to compare it to, but I do feel like it's a little bigger than the original. I don't know if that's just because the screen seems bigger or what, but anyways, so there's a few differences between this and the original Switch. The OLED screen, it's bigger. You have a way better kickstand, and I'll tell you how the OLED changed the way I play Switch. The kickstand is awesome. It actually works. It doesn't break. It's very solid. It's very stiff. And that's what she said. Sorry, I had to get it in there. So I've been playing a lot more in like desktop mode, where I would sit it on the stand and I would use my Pro controller. And not only that, my old Switch, I always played it in dock mode because I just wasn't impressed with the quality of the screen. With this one, I actually play it a lot more in handheld mode because the screen is just gorgeous and I don't mind playing it. I have a LCD TV in my bedroom, which is where my Switch is hooked up to. I have an OLED in my living room where my Xbox is hooked up to. But the LCD screen doesn't look as good as the small OLED screen. So I've been playing a lot more in handheld mode. I normally play in spurts. Like if I sit down to play a game, sometimes I'll play for a couple hours, but with the Switch, I play probably for 20 to 30 minutes at a time. Right now, currently, I'm playing Mario Tennis and Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I just got Metroid, so that's why I bought these little amiibos here. I collect them, and I just like the way they look. I think they have good detail, and they're functional. So you got to be careful when you're buying controllers because some of them don't have the NFC capability. So I would always buy Nintendo branded controllers because if you go like on eBay or even Facebook Marketplace and look for Joy-Cons, you're going to see like ones that are like $30. Even on Amazon, they're not the Nintendo branded controllers and they don't have NFC capability, so they won't work with the amiibos. But if you just want some Joy-Cons to play Mario Kart or something, go for it. I've read that they're fine. The buttons don't click like the original controllers, but they work fine apparently. So let's look at why I think you should get the OLED over the normal Switch. For $50 more, if you can afford it, the OLED is just way better. Talking about the kickstand, the screen, it just feels like a more premium system. Now, I actually bought mine used, and I looked for someone that had a case protector on it. And this one actually came with a little case protector here. Let's see here. So this one right here, I took it off. It's not very intrusive or anything. It has the game slots in the back, and it probably would protect it if I dropped it, but I like holding the system just without a case. I'm not a big fan of the grips either. They do have grips that you can buy that come out and make it a little easier to hold. And some of the grips will fit in the cases that company makes. So there's one, I think it's called Spigen or something like that, and they make nice grips and the case where the grips fit in. I'm just not a big fan of the grips. I don't really like anything extra hanging off this thing, so I use my Pro controller most of the time anyways in desktop mode. So if the controller dies, then I play it in handheld mode. But anyways, so there's 3 switches. Let's talk about the differences in the Switch. That way you can make an informed decision on what you want to buy. We have the Switch version 1, which was the original Switch. We have the Switch version 2, which is the current one. And then we have the Switch Lite. And we have the Switch OLED. So if you're looking just to get into Nintendo and just play games, you don't care about Joy-Cons or dock mode or anything like that, you just want a handheld system on the go, then you can pick up the Switch Lite used for pretty cheap. They're $199, I believe, new, so you can get them probably for, low 100s, something like that. The Switch regular, you can get those online, sometimes for sub 200s. So if you're just looking to have a regular Switch, you can do that for fairly cheap, but you got to be careful that you're not getting the version 1 and you're getting the version 2. I don't know the difference between the two. I just know that I would rather have the updated one. There might be possible problems with the first one. There's also a chip difference. So I don't know if the performance is different, but there's a chip difference on the version 1 versus the version 2. So those are the switches and why I think you should, either choose a Switch Lite or Switch OLED if you're buying brand new. If you're not, and depending on your needs, then, just do that. So trying to think what else. Oh, I did buy this used. As I mentioned before, I paid $260 and I got the system, the dock, all that stuff. And I got Mario Party Superstars or All Stars or whatever it's called, the newest Mario Party, which is way better than the old Mario Party. I got it all for $260, so I was pretty happy with that. So you can find these all day for sub 300s, $250, $260, usually without a game. People are trying to sell them for like $325 and $300. It's like, man, I can go spend 50 extra bucks and have it new with the warranty. But, I saved like $100 and I saved, I got the system for $250 and I got the game for $10 if you want to look at it that way. So saved $100 on the system and I saved like $50 on the game. So it's a pretty good deal. Trying to think of what else. Should you buy a Nintendo Switch in 2022? With the rumors of the Switch Pro and Switch or Switch 2. According to Tom's guide, he doesn't believe that anything's going to be coming out. And I agree with him because the Switch OLED came out like not even a year ago. And Nintendo Switch is pretty much at the top of their game. They've got a huge library of games. They're coming out with, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. So I don't see a Switch coming out next year. Just with the way Nintendo does things with the lifespan of their systems, they tend to support their systems a lot longer than any other company, and they tend to have their systems around for a while. So I think that it's still a good buy in 2022. I don't think you have to worry about a new Switch probably till a holiday of 24, if even then. So you're going to be up to date for a while, and I think I play the Switch more than my Xbox Series X now. And just because I enjoy the Nintendo games, it's relaxing. The only game I pretty much play on the Xbox is Call of Duty Warzone. And that sometimes can be stressful when you're getting, teabagged by a 9-year-old all hopped up on Red Bull. So anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this up now. It's about 10 minutes now, which is longer than I wanted to do on this. But I just wanted to get the information out there. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. But right now, I'm really excited about getting back into Nintendo. You know, this is my third one, and the other two Switches pretty much collected dust because I just preferred to play the Xbox then. But now I'm, all about the Nintendo. So I've been trying to get all the accessories and amiibos and stuff that I all sold when I sold my last Switch. So anyways, thank you for watching, and take care. I hope you guys stay safe out there. Goodbye.